single statement made by Jesus Christ that I was dead and I have come back from the dead. We have been beating, the Christian has been belaboring the word resurrection. Again and again by repetition, it is conveyed that it is proving a fact. You keep on seeing the man is eating food, he said he was resurrected. He appears in the upper room, he was resurrected. Jesus Christ never uttered that word that I have come back from the dead. In the 27 books of the New Testament, not once. He was there with them for 40 days. And he never uttered that statement. He is proving again and again that he is the same Jesus. The one who had escaped death, so to say, by the skin of his teeth. Because he was ever in disguise. He never showed himself openly to the Jews.
I'm not sure that I heard myself. You said nowhere in the 27 books of the New Testament did Jesus ever say he was dead and alive. May I read to you from the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 18. He said, I am the living one. I was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. I also, Mr. Deedat, he appeared to the Jews. The whole New Testament was started with Jews. He appeared to the greatest Jewish antagonist, the Apostle Paul, when he was Saul of Tarsus, and brought him to himself.
Germany, America, Lesotho, Zambia, every Christian nation commemorates Good Friday. I am asking what makes Good Friday good? So the Christian says, Christ died for our sins. That makes it good. So he was crucified on a Good Friday. He said, yes, yes. I said, when was he crucified, morning or afternoon? So they say in the afternoon. How long was he on the cross? Some say 3 hours, some say 6 hours. I said, I'm not going to argue with you. Whatever you say, I accept. You know, when we read the scriptures, they tell us that when they wanted to crucify Jesus, they were in a hurry. And they were in such a hurry that Josh tells us in his book, The Resurrection Factor, that within some 12 hours, there were 6 separate trials in 12 hours. 6 trials he went through. These things only happen in films. These sort of things, 6 trials in 12 hours from midnight till the next morning and carry on, 6 trials in 12 hours only take place on films. But I believe whatever you tell me. Whatever you tell me, I will accept. So the Jews were in a hurry to put him up on the cross. You know why? Because of the general public. Jesus was the hero, the general public. They loved him. The man had healed the blind and the lepers and quickened the dead. He had fed so many thousands of people with bread and fish. He was the hero. And if they discovered, the general public, that the hero's life was in danger, there would have been a riot. So they had a midnight trial. Early in the morning they take him to Pilate. Pilate says, not my kettle of fish, take him to Herod. Herod says, I'm not interested, take him back to Pilate. And hurry. And they did 6 trials in 12 hours. 6. As if they had nothing else to do. But I believe what you tell me. They succeeded in putting him up on the cross. According to your witnesses. According to your witnesses. But as much as they were in a hurry to put him up, they were in a hurry to bring him down. You know why? Because of the Sabbath. Because at sunset on Friday, 6 o'clock, the Sabbath starts. You see, the Jews, they count their days night and day, night and day. We Muslims, we count our days night and day, night and day, not day and night. We count night and day. 6 o'clock, our day begins in the evening. So before sunset, the body must come down, because they were told in the book of Deuteronomy that they must see to it that nobody is hanging on the tree on the Sabbath day, that thy land be not defiled which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. So quickly, they brought the body down and they gave him a burial bath. And they put 100 pounds weight of medicants around him, and they put him into the sepulchre. Not a grave, sepulchre, a big roomy chamber above ground. So it's already evening. It's already evening. From 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever you do, and the burial bath, the details are given in Josh's book. You know that burial bath alone will take more than an hour. You read the details, how the Jews give the burial bath to the dead. That takes more than an hour itself. But let's say they succeeded in doing all these things in a hurry. You know, they were in a hurry. 6 trials in 12 hours. Now they put him into the sepulchre. By the time they put him in, it's already evening. So watch my fingers. Friday night, he's supposed to be in the grave. Watch my finger. Saturday day, he's still supposed to be in the grave. Am I right? Saturday night, he's still supposed to be in the grave. But Sunday morning, first day of the week, when Mary Magdalene goes to the tomb was empty. That's what your witnesses say. I'm asking how many days and how many nights. You remember? I said supposed. You know why? Because the Bible doesn't say actually when he came out, he could have come out Friday night. But because the Bible doesn't say, I won't say it. So, Friday night, Saturday day, Saturday night. I'm asking how many days and how many nights. Please, if you can see, if your eyes are not defective, tell me how many. How many do you see? How many? Huh? Right. 2 nights and a day. Look at this. Is it the same as this? He said, for as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights. 3 and 3, 3 and 3. Look at this. Look at this. 2 and 1. Look at this. Please tell me now it means the same thing. I want to know what you're reading. I want to know what you're reading in your own book.
So I won't waste any time here. The sign of Jonah. I'm so glad you brought that up. The sign of Jonah. I'm not going to take too much time here because I don't think it's necessary in this sense. Whenever you study something, men and women, you study it in the language and the culture of that day. Now you go back to the Jewish language and the Jewish culture of that day, not today, not South Africa, not India, not America, the Jewish Israelite culture of that day. Let's see what 3 days and 3 nights. In Esther, chapter 4, in the Old Testament of the Christian Jewish Bible, it says there was a fast for 3 days and 3 nights. But then, men and women, it says they completed the fast on the 3rd day. You see, in Jewish language reckoning, after 3 days and 3 nights meant to the 3rd day or on the 3rd day. Jesus said in Matthew 12:40, he would be buried for 3 days and 3 nights. In Matthew 20, Jesus said he would be raised up on the 3rd day, not after the 3rd day. The Jews came to Jesus. They said, Sir, in Matthew 27, verse 63, that deceiver said, after 3 days I am to rise again. So they asked for a Roman guard. Now watch the language here. Therefore, give orders for the grave to be made secure until the 3rd day, not after the 3rd day. They knew when Jesus said 3 days and 3 nights meant until the 3rd day, lest his disciples come and steal him away. Men and women also, how much time do I have left? 1 minute? Did you hear the ring?
Oh, sorry, 6 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Now, three days and 3 nights until the 3rd day. Friday, before 6 o'clock, he had 3 hours to be buried. It took less than an hour. The Jewish reckoning of time in the Jewish Talmud and the Babylonian Jerusalem Talmud, the Talmud, men and women, are the commentaries of the Jews, said any part, or an onan, O-N-A-N, Any part of a day is considered a full day. From Friday before 6 o'clock, from Jewish reckoning, any minute there was one day and one night. From Friday night at 6 o'clock to Saturday at 6 o'clock was another day and another night, men and women. From Jewish reckoning, not ours, from Jewish reckoning, any moment after 6 o'clock Saturday night was another day, another night. We do the same thing in my country. If my son was born 1 minute before midnight on December the 31st, on my income taxes to my government, I could treat my son with the same time principle as having been born 1 full year, 365 days and 365 nights.